Hi, I am Professor Thales Castro, and this is our third and last video of our second part of our discipline, which is our first English-based elective, Globalization, Society, and International Politics. In this last video, I'll try to make a general synthesis of international relations, a general synthesis of the theoretical understanding of international relations in conjunction with these two other elements which are the main title of this discipline. I'm going to try to attach international relations, current issues, and current theoretical analysis to the globalization phenomena and also to current society. How does the society in Brazil react to globalization? That's one first question that I'd like for you to ponder, to think about it. Is our society, specifically here in the Northeast, specifically here in Pernambuco, is our society more prone globalization or is it more reactive against globalization? How do we feel about international competitive practices of global companies? How do we react with the growing phenomena of refugees? How do we perceive the breakdown of some regional integration blocks, such as Mercosur? Mercosur is facing nowadays its greatest challenge because I believe that Mercosur is facing nowadays an existential crisis. Mercosur has lost its first impetus when it was created back by the Asuncion Treaty of March of 1991. Back then, Mercosur actually brought a lot of change, a lot of positive industrial and market development in the four countries that are part of Mercosur. Now Mercosur has a fifth member, which is temporarily suspended, which is Venezuela. Venezuela has been temporarily suspended since last year, 2017. And how does our society react to these global phenomena, to these regional integration patterns? Are we more open to globalization or are we more susceptible to fear globalization? Are we prone to maybe believe or react more into Brexit population back in the UK of June 2016? Or are we more geared towards the formation of a greater Kantian, communitarian kind of integration area? Tell me the answers. Because whenever we ask these tough questions and whenever we have responses from us and from our societal views, we understand better how does international relation works and how its theoretical basis, realism, idealism, interdependence, postmodernism, post-colonialism, feminism, constructivism, you name it. All of the schools of thought that we explained to you guys in the first part of our discipline. How these theories explain and describe all of these movements, all of these dynamic changes. This is something that I'd like to know from you guys. And in fact, our closing evaluation, our second and final evaluation from this discipline will be structured upon a general synthesis, will be guided and structured upon a general synthesis of correlation. Correlation between theory of international relations and its impacts on globalization, impacts and description by globalization, and also its impacts on our own society. And I'd like to clearly see on your papers, how do we feel, how do we react to globalization? Are we more prone globalization or are we more reactive? And whatever answer you give me on your final paper, which is going to be your second evaluation, written form, you need to explain me with theoretical basis. You need to tell me in details why have you chosen that specific answer. So the basic understanding notion of international relations is that we need it in our daily views. We need international relations for our daily lives. We need to understand globalization because we are part of a great area where we have global citizenship roles. We cannot deny these roles. On the contrary, we need to actually exercise these roles, these rights, and these obligations as global citizens. And that's why we need international relations, theoretically structured. That's why we need to understand globalization. That's why we need to see what impacts does globalization create upon our own domestic, local views and our local formation. So, I hope that you have enjoyed our first fully elective English-based class, Globalization, Society, and International Politics. And I hope, and I'm very confident, that we were able to provide to you very important lessons, very important paradigms, very constructive frameworks of analysis. And don't hesitate in contacting me for any questions you might have for this final paper, which is the second evaluation in written form, exactly in the same parameters that we have had our first examination, our midterm evaluation. So thank you very much. It has been a great pleasure, a great privilege of having you guys as my students, virtually, but nonetheless my great students during this first experience, which I believe it was very, very important. It was tremendous. And I hope that we will be able to see each other sometime soon, because we live in a highly interdependent and globalized world. Thank you very much.